up, everybody? Welcome to the Quackies! Yeah! I'm your host, Doctor Quack, and
I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem, and it's good to see with the prestige and honor of the Quackies. Look at this, folks. This is how you should dress all the time. You know, shirt, tie, actually tied, jacket. You know, it's not a tuxedo, but I'm going to give you a B+ for effort. You're a B+ player.
Well, I figure you got to look good for the Quackies. The Quackies are very important and prestigious.
Yep. And before we get started with announcing it, let's show everybody what they're competing for. That is a nice looking trophy. I think you outdid yourself. The person you hired to do that, I think they did a great job.
Yeah, thank you, Luke Thompson over there. If you can, check him out on Facebook. He has his design page. You'll see a link in the bottom of this video. He can do yours as well. He did a great job with this.
Yes, he did. So we're going to talk about he's going to bring them up. We're going to talk about who we voted for. We've done the compilation here of the 15, was it 15, 16, 15, something like that, people that voted privately.
Yeah, people that sent in their votes. It actually comes out to 138.
Very nice.
Yeah, so 138 people are involved in this. Some have voted, some didn't vote. But I'm going to tell you, let me tell you, it's been a great thing watching here.
And it's a good way to bring in 2021 with some positivity.
That's right.
And speaking of that, let's start off with the first one here. What do we got?
Oh, the positivity here. The very first category goes for Tag Team Wrestler of the Year.
Very nice. And since I gave away who I voted for, I did vote for the New Day on this one. They've been the best team for many, many years. They were still showing up every day when the pandemic basically shut WWE down to the bare bones. They were there all the time. They were the standard bearers of the tag team. I think that alone brings them through. But also holding titles, I voted for the New Day.
Yep, you had 4 nominees here. I'm giving you the top 4 nominees with the most votes here. It was Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, the Young Bucks, the Street Profits, and the New Day. And the winner is the New Day.
Congratulations to the New Day.
Yes, it definitely, you know, well deserved.
They're very nice.
And our next award here.
You're not going to tell us who you voted for?
Oh, I voted for the Street Profits because I want the smoke, and I always love their entrance. Their entrance always kicks ass.
Nothing like a big empty Solo cup to remind you. What's next?
All right. Next category is one of my favorites. It is the best entrance category. Let me tell you, here were the nominees for this. Top 4 nominees was Roman Reigns, Sting, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and The Undertaker.
I voted for The Undertaker. It's basically been the same entrance when he's done the Dead Man, and there's people that have worked him that have just stood there in amazement. So when you're popping the boys, that's the best entrance. So I voted for The Undertaker.
Yeah, I mean, no matter if it's the American Badass or if it's the Dead Man, it does not matter. That probably has been the best entrance all year. And the winner, you guessed it, The Undertaker.
Congratulations and enjoy your retirement.
That's right. Going to miss him, really. He was definitely one of a kind.
I think he's going to make the Shawn Michaels type appearances every once in a while just to remind people who he is.
Yeah. Definitely agree. Here we go, our next one here. Comeback Wrestler of the Year. This was a really great category. You had a lot of people come back this past year.
Or people that really just went from obscurity to reminding us that they were out there and they were good.
Yeah. I mean, the 4 nominees here. Roman Reigns, you know, well-deserved here coming back. MVP got in this. Sting coming back late in the year, and Edge coming back at the Royal Rumble.
I voted for Edge on this one. When you come back from a career-ending injury 9 years later, looking good, not looking like he just rolled off the bouncy ball with his 300-pound belly. He came in looking good. I voted for Edge. and he didn't disappoint as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, I mean, that was me too. He definitely got the vote there. He actually is the winner of Comeback Wrestler of the Year. Truly deserved. I mean, I never seen so many people pop in my life when that WrestleMania hit for somebody coming back.
No, Royal Rumble when his music hit.
That's
number,
it.
Number 21 or 22 when you think you know me, and there he was.
Yeah, everybody was really excited here. Here we go on the next category here. Announcer of the Year. Now this one, was a little bit, out there as far as the votes go.
We can say Michael Cole was not in the top 4.
Actually, yes, he was.
Come on, people.
Yes, Michael Cole made the top 4. The 4 nominees include Michael Cole, Wade Barrett, Tony Schiavone, and Jim Ross.
If anybody who didn't vote for Jim Ross on this one, just go ahead and slap yourself now. If you think anybody's better than Jim Ross alive today, you are deluded. Quit drinking so much. Jim Ross is my vote.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Ross is my vote too on this. But, I mean, that's why we have the votes here. That's why we have the Quackies. And yes, by a wide margin, your winner, Jim Ross.
So what, Michael Cole get like 3 votes? That put him in the top 4?
Actually, he got 5.
Because of 5 people that voted for Michael Cole.
Yes.
You need special help. Geico clap of the night for you.
Jim Ross ended up winning that one. Really class act right there, No matter if he's calling it for the E or AEW.
Doesn't matter. He's the best thing walking today. Or talking, let's put it better. Best thing talking today.
Yeah. Now here's an opinion poll we took here. Here's the next Quackie we're giving out. Who is the next person you think will go to All Elite Wrestling?
Let's give them final 4.
Them final 4 here is really wild. AJ Styles, Bailey, Goldberg, and Aleister Black.
Full disclosure here, I don't follow AEW. I understand that they're there. I understand that they're needed. The WWE does need some competition. I don't think AEW is the right competition. I think it's the 21st century version of WCW. With that being said, I voted for Aleister Black because of the poor way that his wife got removed from WWE. He was already a little disappointed and unhappy with the way he was going. Aleister Black is my vote.
Yep, and I went with Bailey. Here, because I felt like, she's still got heat going on. She may not stay, I don't know. But the winner of this contest here, the winner that most likely to go to AEW, they're saying, the Quackies vote here, Aleister Black.
So,
They're going to win that award.
That's not a great vote to win. I think Aleister Black, they could really do something with him, but I understand he's upset. So, if he gets future endeavored or decides to drop his notice, it will be a loss for the WWE because he does put on quality matches.
Yep, he really does. And it's going to be a shame if he does go. Next category, this is one of my favorites. Oh my God! Most embarrassing moment of the year.
And this one had some pretty odd things that were considered that were write-in votes. So I'm curious, who were the final 4 on this one?
Oh, the final 4. Jack Gallagher's chest tattoo.
Ooh, God, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, Seth Rollins puking.
That was pretty odd. Yeah.
All things Lars Sullivan, I totally agree with.
Oh, wow. That guy.
And the winner of the OMG Most Embarrassing Moment of the Year, WWE Storylines.
I voted for all things Lars Sullivan. I hate bullies, so I'm a bully rant, and then he injures himself. He spent more time on the shelf. He's his own worst enemy. I did vote for all things Lars Sullivan, but it's really hard to argue with all things WWE. There's been a lot of 1991 Katie Vick moments. So.
Oh no! Don't do that.
So we've had some pretty awful. So I can't fault the fans for that one.
Yeah.
So good call to that one for voting for that one.
Yes, Dave Compton out there nominated that one to give him a shout out. That was definitely a well-deserved nomination.
Yes, it was.
And our next category, Match of the Year. So we had some good matches this year. We really did.
We did, yes.
And the final four here, Pat McAfee versus Adam Cole.
That was a great match. For Pat McAfee's first one, that was a great match.
Yep. I mean, he definitely deserved the nomination. The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus John Cena at WrestleMania.
This was my vote here, and while it may not be the one that most people seem to enjoy the most, I thought it was a great example of John Cena actually showing that he's not holding people down. He was willing to let himself be humiliated for his 20 years in WWE. That was my vote because Cena showed he is a team player.
Bayley versus Sasha Banks.
That's not for... Ooh.
They got nominated. People liked that match. It got really hyped. And, I didn't vote for it, but I understood why some people did because it didn't look bad.
Okay, fine. Technically, it was a fine match.
And the winner of Match of the Year, Undertaker versus AJ Styles in the Boneyard match at WrestleMania.
And I wasn't a fan of this. I seem to be in the huge minority. I was not a fan of this match. I thought this match, yes, it's a cinema match like the Bray Wyatt,
Firefly Funhouse.
Funhouse, all of those that were cinema matches. I thought this one was really, of all of them, to call it the most hokey is odd to say because they're all hokey, but that one was just, I didn't feel that was the way to send The Undertaker into retirement.
I gotta agree there, but you never know, he might come back.
No, I think he's in his 50s, like 52 or 53. I think he's probably going to sit at home.
It's possible. He might go help out in the training center. Now here is one of our non-wrestling categories here. This one
was tied when we went into the voting, the final voting. This one was tied.
Yes.
So I'm really curious because I didn't get to see the send-in vote. So this one was tied. I'm curious how this one came out.
Yes.
So let's hear it.
It was. On paper, you'd think, oh my God, who has won this? But with the votes that came in, the final four movies of the greatest of all time movie. One was Forrest Gump.
Great movie.
Made
Great
the list.
movie.
Die Hard. Die Hard made the list. Maybe it's because it's the Christmas season. I do love the movie. It's one of my favorites.
That was a great movie. Very true. Very, very great movie.
Yes, and the runner-up here in the slimmest of margins, I'm talking by 2 votes. That would be Gladiator, took runner-up in this, and the winner of the greatest movie of all time,
Spaceballs.
And that man voted for it. I voted for Gladiator. I am shocked on it, but both of them I love. They're both great movies.
It's an awesome movie.
They're
Don't
contrasting.
be a ping pong.
We've been jammed.
See, even he quotes it. What are you going to quote from Gladiator besides "I am Gladiator"? Spaceballs is quotable. Gladiator's not.
And your favorite category on here, and this is a non-category as well, was Die Hard a Christmas movie?
No, it's not. No, besides the fact that I know that I didn't win, it's not a Christmas movie.
You didn't.
Just because you have the time period at Christmas, it's an action movie. It came out in July. It was not a Christmas movie. I'm sorry, and what's the kid? Harry Potter is not a Thanksgiving movie just because they have a big feast. Does not mean it's a Thanksgiving movie. Come on, people. Use a little creativity.
Well, he's a part of the 7 people that voted for it, but the 46 people that voted yes, it is a Christmas movie. No. I am going to agree with you guys. That is a whole other topic we will get into one of these days. I've got another non-wrestling category coming up here. Who was the greatest comedian of all time?
And there's been a lot of great comedians. There were a lot of great comedians that didn't even make the Final Four on this one.
Yes, this was a tough one here. Final four for this was Robin Williams.
Great comedian.
Richard Pryor. Whew. The runner-up, Rodney Dangerfield. And our winner,
I voted for him.
nominated by Jeremy Travis, George Carlin.
George Carlin, one of the most intelligent comedians ever. And he's in the Comedians Hall of Fame. He's also been in court cases because of the 7 dirty words you can't say on television.
See, I went for Rodney Dangerfield because I get no respect, I'm telling you.
Well, apparently he did. He was runner-up.
He did. He got runner-up. Man.
But if you're not very familiar with Rodney Dangerfield's work, look him up. You will. The man spent more time on The Tonight Show than any other comedian.
Yep. Now back to wrestling here. Let's get back to it here. Our breakout star of the year. This was a very close, encounter here. The final four came down to Keith Lee.
We'll see. In my opinion, the jury's still out on that one.
Drew McIntyre.
I think he's a very big breakout. He was not my vote, but I think he broke out really big.
Murphy.
That was my vote right there. Murphy, his matches with Aleister Black brought him in with Seth Rollins, and they kind of lost their way with it, but that was my vote, was Murphy.
But he didn't win. The winner there, Mr. Money in the Bank at the point of this, Otis!
Very nice.
Yes.
And Otis, I like what he's doing with Chad Gable right now. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with him in 2021. They're putting him with Daniel Bryan, so yeah, very nice, very nice.
And well-deserved victory there. As we move down here, the most hated wrestler of the year. This one came down to the nitty-gritty because the votes came in and it's off by 1. So the final four wrestlers, most hated people of the year. MJF over from AEW. I know you don't know much about him. He definitely is a good heel. From what I've seen and most recently, he knows how to stay in kayfabe.
But is he most hated because he's the best heel, or is he most hated because he's X-Pac?
That is a good question here. I don't know about the fans. They voted for this. The Miz got on there. Which, how do you hate my boy?
But the Miz, I don't hate the Miz either, but he is controversial because he's one of those, you love him or you hate him. There is no middle ground with the Miz.
Randy Orton, the Legend Killer. See, you didn't hate him. But the winner, and she is most hated, the boss, Sasha Banks.
She can spend some time on the couch, for all I'm concerned.
No, I'm telling you, at least she finally won an award here on the Quackies. I'm very proud. Congratulations for being the most hated wrestler on the Quackies here. Yes, and now the final four here. Who will win the Women's Royal Rumble? God, this is really came down close.
You forgot one other before we go into those final four. You forgot most popular.
Oh, who was most popular here? Let's see. Let me find that here. I apologize. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Most popular. Yes. My apologies here. We'll get into the Royal Rumble predictions. But
Be just so excited to get into the Royal Rumble. It's Royal Rumble season, but that's why I'm the host of the show. I got to keep you on target.
don't listen to this guy here. I'm telling you. Yeah, the most popular here, Final Four. Sting got in here.
That's more of a sympathy vote, I think, than anything else.
Nostalgia vote.
Yeah.
Yeah. Undertaker.
That's because he retired.
Yeah, because he retired. Drew McIntyre.
That was my pick.
But he did not win. The most popular and the most controversial in some points here, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Yay! That was my pick.
I will say I voted for Drew, but The Fiend, that he has a special kind of charisma, special kind of intangible. I can see why he won. And he is very popular.
He is, man. People love him. And it's one of my favorite reasons to tune in on Monday nights.
He's about the only thing. And then they burned him up and put him off TV for a while.
Yeah, God, I mean, let him come back. Come on. Who will win the Women's Royal Rumble here? Let's move into that. We got our final 4 categories here. We have the nominees. Bailey. Bailey is on the list. Shayna Baszler. The Queen of Spades. Becky Lynch. And the winner.
No.
The winner.
No. You can't say it.
As the fans call this.
You can't say it.
The winner of this
Do
year's
not
Royal
put
Rumble.
her over.
Woo! Charlotte Flair.
I voted for Shayna Baszler on this, and I think the fans here, as much as I hate to say it, are probably right, because Charlotte Flair is the 21st century version of Hulk Hogan. She needs to put herself over, even though she doesn't need to. That's why she came back to win a tag title, even though she didn't need to.
Yeah, well,
So,
congratulations to Charlotte Flair on being the fans' choice there to win the Rumble. The male side here, we have. Where is it? Oh no! It left. There it is. Sorry, the men's Royal Rumble here. Had a little problem with our teleprompter. I apologize.
I think my vote didn't even make the top 4.
Your vote did. Now the 4 men that are predicted to win the Royal Rumble here, according to you. The Rock.
No. Rock's not even going to be there.
You never know. I don't know, man. You always got surprises at the Rumble. Sheamus.
Maybe.
Yeah. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
Maybe. But I doubt it.
And the winner, predicted here, current Intercontinental Champion, Big E.
Like I said, my vote wasn't even in the top 4. I'm going Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
The reason I'm going Kevin Owens, if you watch SmackDown and the stuff that he's got going on, he's going to overcome all the odds. They're probably going to have him be in early through some shenanigans, number 4, number 5, somewhere like that, and he's just going to get wore out the whole show. But I still think Kevin Owens is going to pull it off, and that way he can go in and finally take the title off Roman Reigns. And it may even happen before that, but I think he'll take it off of him.
I mean, I went with Sheamus because if he doesn't fight him at the Rumble, I feel like he's going to fight him at Mania because of their storyline going into this. The betrayal, oh my God, between Drew McIntyre and...
They are pushing that pretty hard, but I think that'll... we'll see. I think... Well, no, Sheamus hasn't won it, so that's a possible too. Alright, so we've got the last 2, men and women most popular.
That's right. We're going...
Excuse me, wrestlers of the year.
Wrestlers of the year. This was decided by you, the viewer here. The final 4 for the men's. Randy Orton got nominated. I think that's a deserving nominee for Wrestler of the Year.
Yeah, I would agree with that. He's a perennial.
He got the gold at one point. The Undertaker got nominated.
Not for Wrestler of the Year. I understand, again, that's a nostalgia vote. When you wrestle one match, you can't be Wrestler of the Year.
The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. He definitely did a lot of stuff this year.
He did a lot.
And the winner, Wrestler of the Year, according to you at the Quackies here, Drew McIntyre.
That was my pick as well.
Well deserved.
Drew McIntyre, basically, in the pandemic, he kind of put the show on his shoulders right after he won the belt, or even before he won the belt. Won the belt at Rumble, kind of carried it. He was the one showing up all the time. You know, him and Zelina Vega's charges. They basically, in the beginning, they were all that were there. Everybody else kind of came in and out as they felt safe. Those 3 were in it all the time, so definitely Drew McIntyre is definitely Wrestler of the Year.
Yeah. Now, last but not least, the Women's Wrestler of the Year. And it's funny because of the voting that came in. It actually changed on paper. This was one of the few that did, but this one did. I'm going to read you the final 4 here. Shayna Baszler got nominated for Wrestler of the Year. I can go with that. She had a
I
decent
can't
start.
too, even though she was kind of in a cornball storyline.
Yeah. Well, you can't control that. That's all they need there. Huh?
That's true.
Bailey, she got nominated up there. I mean, I can give her respect there. She had the title.
Bailey can go when she wants to.
Charlotte Flair got runner-up here. This is where it changed because she would have won, but the votes that came in led to the winner here. Wrestler of the Year, and I'm proud to present this, I voted for Rhea Ripley.
And I voted for Rhea Ripley as well.
Definitely.
Well deserved.
I hope she comes back this year and kicks some butt.
I would like to see it. In fact, I would like to see, if it was me and I could set it up, Rhea win NXT, Shayna Baszler win SmackDown, and Ronda Rousey win Raw, which I doubt that would happen. But again, if I could push it and like what I see, and then let those three just have fun at Mania. Or push it all the way out to SummerSlam. Just let those three just go.
Yeah, definitely. Women's division's heating up here. I'd like to thank you all for tuning into the Quackies. I'm telling you, get ready for the Champion That Never Was tournament. That is coming out next week, starting on the 12th, right?
Starting on the 12th. It'll be a week from today's viewing. He's going to have the votes out here on the same Quackie show. It's a single elimination vote. There's no nominations. There's no write-ins. And you use whatever criteria you feel to decide between the two of those who should win and move forward, ultimately trying to decide who's the greatest wrestler never to hold a world title in a world title league.
Yep, and you get ready to watch tomorrow as the Mayhem cometh,
where I explain more about how this is going to work so you understand the criteria, you understand how the voting works. So be watching for that tomorrow.
So you guys tune in. I'm Dr. Quack.
And I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem, telling you, see us next week.
And I'm out.